What kind of arbitrage opportunities arise from using DEXs or liquidity pools? Let's take a deeper look. Hey and welcome to today's video. My name is Julian. I'm the chairman of the DeFi Chain Foundation, and in this video I want to walk through a couple of arbitrage opportunities that you have when liquidity mining or when using DEXs in general. Now obviously, since I'm the chairman of DeFi Chain Foundation, I want to focus on the example here with DeFi Chain. Again, this would work in any other true DEX just the same way. So let's go to the tablet and look at a couple of examples. When we look at an arbitrage, what actually happens is you have a price somewhere, and then in a disconnected place, another price, and there's a difference in between. Now, you would always normally think that the price would always be the same, but it's actually not the case. You notice from many exchanges, you even notice from international markets. If you just look at Amazon sellers, for example, a lot of Amazon sellers purely do arbitrage. They know, for example, that in China something is sold cheaper, and then they sell it in the US. And the difference there is actually just arbitraging. Now, how does this work with DEXs and liquidity mining, and how can you benefit from this? How could you even maybe program a bot doing this? Well, very simple. Let's say at the moment, one Bitcoin equals 50,000 DFI. And let's say on, so that's on DeFi Chain DEX. And let's say on Arbitrage, which is a centralized exchange that also has DFI listed, you have exactly the same price. Great. So let's say someone comes and, takes out 0.1 Bitcoin. So 0.1 BTC out is 0.9 BTC left in. Now you would say, okay, this would actually be exactly 5,000 DFI that person has to add. The odds though are that this person has to add slightly more, and that is just because of, well, on exchanges, it's an order book, it's slippage. In the DEXs, it's because of liquidity. I made a separate video just on that. So let's say in this case, the person has to add 6,000 DFI to actually get this 0.1 BTC out. So now someone is going to look at this and they're going to see, hey, if I buy on Arbitrage 0.1 BTC, I only need to use 5,000 DFI to do this, right? So I invest 5,000 DFI, I get 0.1 BTC. But if I add those back in here, I'm actually balancing it out, and it gives me 6,000 DFI. So by doing this, I net 1,000 DFI profit. And this is how the entire arbitrage works. The key here is the arbitrage obviously works the better, the more skewed something goes into one direction. As an example, if you wanted to, for example, take out half a BTC, the function would work that you would probably have to add around 100,000 DFI. So not only 50,000, you would have to add a lot more. So it's actually an exponential function. So you would have to add probably around 100,000 DFI. And I'm just making here examples depending on the function. So you could then go as an arbitrage trader and see, Hook, if you invested 100,000 DFI on Arbitrage, I would actually be getting 2 BTC. Why? Because that's twice the amount. But here there's only 0.5 in, so I'm making a net profit of 1.5 BTC on the arbitrage. The important thing here is this to understand. On a true DEX, there is no price oracle. There's actually only liquidity pools. And the liquidity pools make the price. So the left defines the price in comparison to the right. And this is a major difference where on exchanges, well, there's pretty much always an actual supply and demand, where this here, it's just the pools. And this is a very important part. Without the outside, these pools could completely skew to one side. But because there's other DEXs, there's other centralized exchanges, you always have this arbitraging that arbitrages it out. So you can do this manually if you want to, and you will see a lot of people arbitrage manually. But then you can also program a bot. And the bot does nothing else than, on the one hand, have liquidity in the pool, shift this around, and at the same time, you have a bot trading, for example, on Bittrex, and you just always kind of trade against each other. As soon as on the DEX side you have not enough DFI in, well, you add the DFI side here and you basically sell it on Bittrex, or the other way around. And this is actually pretty close to risk-free. Now you have some risk, especially impermanent loss risk on the liquidity pool, something I explained in the other video, but the arbitrage side is something that's super essential for the prices to actually stabilize and to actually have some really good price discovery here on the DEX. I hope this makes sense, how price discovery works on a DEX like DeFi chain. If you have any other questions around this, check out the other videos here on the channel. We've made quite a lot of videos around all these topics. Otherwise, let me know in the comments below. If you like these videos, if you want to stay up to date, click the subscribe, click the like button, and then I'll see you at one of the next videos. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yours truly, Julian.